It takes about 80 years for a tree like this to grow, and just a few minutes to cut it down. There are hardly any jobs here in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo. When he was a teenager, Gustave Pombo learned to use a chainsaw and how to survive.
This is my life. It helps me to feed my wife and my 2 children and pay for their school fees. It's the only job I know.
The forests provide a small income for thousands of people who live in and around them. Each of these timbers sells for about $2.50. Out of the whole tree, they'll get about $100 worth of timber. $5 has to be paid to the landowner. There's an annual license fee for using a chainsaw. The rest of the money is divided between the 5 people that it takes to do the work. It's low-key and it's informal, and the government gets very little revenue. The Environment Minister says the government could be making a lot more. Timbers are carried out of the forest and exported. Congolese hardwoods are in demand all over the world. Most end up in China, Europe and the US. The government hasn't granted any industrial logging concessions for 16 years, supposedly to preserve the disappearing forests, but it now plans to welcome back industrial loggers, it says, to fund development projects.
Nous vendons ce que nous avons à vendre.
We sell what we can. It can be mineral resources, it can be any resource. It can also be the resources of the forest. They are ours, and we want to turn them into resources that help the well-being of our people.
The forests are also home to about 500,000 indigenous people who've lived in them sustainably for thousands of years. Laurent Maseme says they'll be among the many victims if the government goes ahead with its plan.
The government has been lying for a long time about development which was never realised. The big companies will just take the profits from the forest and leave the population in poverty. The government should abandon this plan to benefit the local population, not only for ecological reasons.
The artisanal logging is supposedly regulated, but widespread corruption means it's not. The world's second largest rainforest is disappearing steadily, and if logging's industrialised, it'll go a lot faster, and it'll never grow back. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Ituri in the Democratic Republic of Congo.